Pain is the signal that you are alive, that you are moving, that you are growing. Eric Thomas teaches that the moment you feel discomfort, the moment life tests you, is the moment transformation begins. Pain is not punishment. It is proof that you are stepping beyond your comfort zone and pushing yourself toward your potential. Every challenge is an opportunity to redefine yourself. When you face struggle, your limits are exposed, but those limits are not walls, they are doors. Eric Thomas emphasizes that the pain you feel is not to stop you but to stretch you, to force you to become stronger, sharper, and more resilient than you were yesterday. Growth is uncomfortable by nature. If life feels easy all the time, you are not improving, you are settling. Eric Thomas teaches that true development, both personal and professional, is forged in the fire of adversity. Each uncomfortable situation is a lesson, a masterclass in patience, perseverance, and determination. Pain teaches discipline. When the grind is hard, when your body wants to quit, and your mind wants to rest, that is where you learn to control yourself. Eric Thomas emphasizes that discipline is not built in comfort, it is forged in moments of struggle, when you continue despite resistance, when you act while others hesitate. Every failure carries a hidden advantage. Pain exposes weaknesses, highlights mistakes, and uncovers areas that demand attention. Eric Thomas stresses that those who embrace pain do not fear failure. They analyze it, learn from it, and use it as fuel to climb higher. Every painful experience is a blueprint for improvement. Pain strengthens mental toughness. Eric Thomas teaches that resilience is not innate. It is built through repeated exposure to challenge. Every time you push through discomfort, every time you endure when quitting seems easier, you reinforce your capacity to withstand future struggles. Mental toughness is a direct product of embracing pain. Pain also develops emotional intelligence. The struggles you face force reflection, self-awareness, and empathy. Eric Thomas emphasizes that when you experience difficulty, you gain perspective. You understand the struggles of others, you manage your emotions under pressure, and you learn to respond rather than react. Growth requires endurance. Pain is not a one-time event, it is a constant companion on the path to greatness. Eric Thomas teaches that those who embrace persistent challenges develop stamina, resilience, and the ability to keep moving forward even when life feels unbearable. Endurance turns adversity into progress. Pain separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. While most people avoid discomfort, the hungry seek it because they understand its value. Eric Thomas stresses that those willing to endure the difficult moments become leaders, achievers, and visionaries. Pain is the test, and those who pass redefine what is possible. Pain forces innovation. When the old ways no longer work, when comfort fails, and obstacles block your path, you are compelled to create solutions. Eric Thomas emphasizes that struggle sparks creativity. The hunger to overcome pushes you to think differently, to act decisively, and to develop strategies that others never consider. Pain builds confidence. Every time you survive hardship, every time you push through what seemed impossible, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Eric Thomas teaches that self-belief is strengthened by overcoming adversity. Pain is the measure of your growth, and each challenge you conquer builds unshakable confidence. Pain demands accountability. When life pushes back, excuses no longer work. Eric Thomas stresses that embracing discomfort requires taking responsibility for your actions, decisions, and results. Pain teaches ownership. It forces you to confront reality and rise to the challenge rather than deflecting blame. Pain develops patience. Growth rarely happens overnight. Eric Thomas teaches that when you endure struggle consistently, you learn that progress is a process. Pain slows you down in order to teach you, shapes you in ways that comfort cannot, and prepares you for long-term success. Patience is a direct byproduct of embracing challenge. Pain creates clarity. When life gets difficult, priorities become evident. Eric Thomas emphasizes that struggle strips away distractions, forcing you to focus on what truly matters. Pain sharpens vision, highlights your purpose, and directs your energy toward meaningful action that produces real results. Finally, pain is the bridge to transformation. Eric Thomas teaches that who you are today is not who you are meant to be. Every challenge, struggle, and uncomfortable moment is building the person you are becoming. Those who embrace pain accelerate their growth, unlock their potential, and step into a life of purpose, discipline, and extraordinary achievement. Pain is not a dead end. It is the raw material for greatness. Eric Thomas emphasizes that discomfort is the fuel for those who refuse to settle. When life hits you, when frustration, failure, or setbacks strike, you have a choice: crumble under the weight or use it as propulsion. Motivation born from struggle is unstoppable. Every setback is a spark. Eric Thomas teaches that pain is energy waiting to be harnessed. Frustration is not a sign to quit. It is a signal that you care deeply, that you are striving towards something meaningful. Those who transform pain into action take the energy from struggle and turn it into relentless forward movement. Failure is the blueprint for success. Eric Thomas stresses that mistakes are not the end. They are lessons. Every painful experience contains insight. Every struggle reveals a path forward. The most successful people extract fuel from what others call defeat. Pain is the teacher that shows you how to win next time. Pain creates urgency. Comfort allows procrastination. Eric Thomas emphasizes that when you feel the sting of struggle, the pressure of loss, or the ache of missed opportunities, motivation ignites. Pain forces your mind and body to act with intensity and purpose. When others rest, your hunger accelerates. Every obstacle becomes a challenge to conquer. Eric Thomas teaches that pain is a call to arms, not a reason to retreat. When frustration strikes, you channel it into determination. When the world doubts you, you use it to sharpen your focus. Every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to push harder and rise higher. Pain fuels persistence. Eric Thomas stresses that the most relentless people don't rely on fleeting inspiration. They convert struggle into momentum. Every setback becomes a stepping stone. Every wound becomes a badge of experience. Pain is energy that drives consistent, unstoppable action. Transformation begins in mindset. Eric Thomas teaches that pain only breaks those who see it as an enemy. Those who view struggle as opportunity, as a tool, as a signal to push further, become warriors of success. Pain is a resource, the fuel for mental toughness, resilience, and discipline. Frustration sharpens focus. Eric Thomas emphasizes that when life is hard, distractions fall away. Pain teaches you to concentrate on what matters most. Every obstacle becomes a test of clarity, and those who harness discomfort become experts at prioritizing, executing, and achieving. Pain amplifies ambition. The hunger that comes from struggle is more powerful than comfort could ever produce. Eric Thomas teaches that desire fueled by challenge is fierce, relentless, and unwavering. The harder the struggle, the stronger the drive to succeed, and the more unstoppable your action becomes. Setbacks teach adaptability. Eric Thomas stresses that pain forces you to think, plan, and pivot. Every failure exposes weaknesses, every obstacle reveals gaps, and every uncomfortable moment inspires innovation. Motivation born from pain is strategic. It not only pushes you forward but guides you to act smarter. Pain builds resilience. Eric Thomas emphasizes that enduring struggle strengthens your ability to face the next challenge. Every moment of discomfort is training for your mind and spirit. Those who transform pain into fuel develop an unbreakable capacity to handle adversity, setbacks, and pressure with poise and determination. Pain ignites discipline. Eric Thomas teaches that the discomfort you feel is a reminder to take control. Motivation sourced from struggle becomes habit. You push, grind, and persist not because it is easy, but because you understand that pain is temporary, and the rewards on the other side are eternal. Energy derived from pain is contagious. Eric Thomas stresses that those who channel discomfort into action inspire others to rise. Frustration becomes fire, failure becomes fuel, and setbacks become a rallying cry. Motivation born from struggle radiates, attracting opportunities, allies, and momentum. Pain teaches urgency in decision-making. Eric Thomas emphasizes that when the pressure is high, hesitation kills. Those who transform struggle into motivation act decisively, knowing that every moment wasted is energy unspent, progress delayed, and results foregone. Pain accelerates action. Motivation sourced from pain creates consistency. Eric Thomas teaches that when you harness struggle, you no longer rely on fleeting feelings. The energy from discomfort drives daily action, persistence, and focus. Every painful experience is a reminder to show up, grind, and execute relentlessly. Pain strengthens self-belief. Eric Thomas stresses that when you overcome struggle, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Motivation built from adversity is unshakable because it is rooted in proof, in experience, and in triumph over obstacles. Every hardship you endure fuels confidence and courage. Pain inspires creativity. Eric Thomas teaches that struggle forces you to innovate, adapt, and find new paths to success. When traditional methods fail, when comfort breeds complacency, pain pushes you to think differently, act strategically, and solve problems in ways others cannot. Transformation through pain is permanent. Eric Thomas emphasizes that motivation fueled by struggle reshapes your mindset, habits, and approach to life. Once you learn to channel discomfort into action, you gain a superpower that no circumstance can take away. Pain becomes your ally, not your enemy. Pain creates champions. Eric Thomas teaches that the elite are not exempt from struggle, they embrace it. They understand that frustration, failure, and setbacks are inevitable, but how they respond determines their destiny. Motivation born from pain separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Finally, every moment of discomfort can be your ladder to greatness. Eric Thomas stresses that those who embrace struggle, harness frustration, and convert setbacks into energy transform their lives. Pain becomes momentum, adversity becomes fuel, and motivation becomes unstoppable. Those who master this art dominate every area of their life. Pain is not just an obstacle, it is the architect of character. Eric Thomas emphasizes that the person who endures discomfort consistently is forged into someone unshakable. Every challenge faced, every moment of struggle survived, builds layers of strength that no shortcut or comfort can provide. Enduring pain teaches discipline. Eric Thomas teaches that discipline is not something you are born with, it is earned in the fire of struggle. Every time you push through fatigue, frustration, or fear, you reinforce your ability to act decisively, focus relentlessly, and persevere when others quit. Pain produces the habits that create results. Character is revealed in adversity. Eric Thomas stresses that true strength is not tested in moments of ease, it is tested in moments of struggle. How you respond to discomfort, how you rise after setbacks, and how you carry yourself when challenged define the depth of your character. Pain exposes who you really are. Resilience is built through repeated exposure to difficulty. Eric Thomas teaches that the more you endure, the stronger you become. Every setback, every failure, every moment of discomfort is like a weightlifting session for your mind and spirit. The stronger you get, the higher you can rise. Pain produces humility. Eric Thomas emphasizes that those who embrace struggle understand their limits, acknowledge their weaknesses, and seek growth constantly. Character is strengthened when you face reality honestly and work to improve every day, fueled by the discomfort that pushes you to evolve. Results are the proof of persistence. Eric Thomas teaches that when you endure pain while others avoid it, the outcomes you achieve are not accidental. They are the product of consistent effort, mental toughness, and the ability to keep moving when most would quit. Success is earned through struggle. Mental toughness is a byproduct of pain. Eric Thomas stresses that the mind grows stronger each time it resists quitting, each time it endures fear, and each time it acts despite discomfort. Pain is a forge that tempers your resolve, creating unshakable confidence and focus that can weather any storm. Pain teaches patience. Eric Thomas teaches that real results rarely happen overnight. Those who endure discomfort learn to trust the process, to push daily, and to embrace the grind with faith that every moment of struggle is preparing them for long-term achievement. Patience becomes a tool of resilience. Character is built in moments of choice. Eric Thomas emphasizes that when confronted with pain, you have the option to quit or to persevere. Those who choose to endure develop integrity, accountability, and self-mastery. Pain sharpens decision-making and strengthens resolve. Pain builds empathy. Eric Thomas teaches that those who have endured hardship understand the struggles of others. Character is deepened when you can relate, guide, and inspire because you have walked through the fire yourself. Results born from struggle carry wisdom and compassion. Consistency in enduring pain creates momentum. Eric Thomas stresses that those who repeatedly embrace struggle develop habits, routines, and resilience that compound over time. Every challenge faced becomes a stepping stone to greater achievements and unstoppable results. Pain produces courage. Eric Thomas teaches that bravery is not the absence of fear, it is acting in spite of it. The person who embraces pain develops a fearless mindset, willing to confront challenges, criticism, and uncertainty head-on, knowing that struggle is temporary but strength is permanent. Results earned through struggle are more meaningful. Eric Thomas emphasizes that achievements without adversity are fleeting. They do not carry the same weight. When you endure, fight, and persist, every success is a testament to your discipline, resilience, and unshakable character. Pain develops focus. Eric Thomas teaches that discomfort forces clarity. When life challenges you, distractions fade, priorities sharpen, and the mind locks onto what matters most. Character and results grow together when you harness pain to maintain unwavering attention on your goals. Enduring struggle teaches self-reliance. Eric Thomas stresses that those who embrace pain do not wait for permission, support, or external motivation. They act because they know results are the product of their effort, not circumstance. Pain develops independence and accountability. Pain builds perseverance. Eric Thomas teaches that endurance is not a one-time act, it is a habit. Those who continue through repeated discomfort develop a rhythm of persistence that is unmatched. Every challenge becomes a test of will, and every test strengthens the capacity to achieve. Character created through pain inspires others. Eric Thomas emphasizes that those who endure hardship set an example for the world. Results achieved through struggle become a beacon of possibility, showing others that discipline, commitment, and mental toughness produce extraordinary outcomes. Pain teaches gratitude. Eric Thomas stresses that those who work through difficulty appreciate progress, achievement, and opportunity in ways that comfort cannot teach. Character and results are heightened when you recognize the value of the struggle itself. Results demand sacrifice. Eric Thomas teaches that nothing worth achieving comes without cost. Pain signals investment, effort, and commitment. Those who embrace it understand that the victories earned are permanent, meaningful, and reflective of the person they have become. Finally, embracing pain transforms life. Eric Thomas emphasizes that those who endure, persist, and rise above discomfort build more than success. They build character, resilience, and legacy. Every result, every achievement, every milestone is proof that struggle is not the enemy but the path to becoming unstoppable.